the politics, politics rather, of Nigeria. Yeah, where we have you say one thing and do something else. I'm talking specifically about the Sanwo-Olu issue here. First of all, there was the endsars protest. A lot of drama went down during the period, and then eventually there was a panel set up to address these issues and find out if truly what the people were saying is what happened. Eventually, they came up with their report, which one of the members of the panel who had trust issues leaked to the public first before it came out officially, which we are glad he did, because if he didn't do, we would not have had, no, seriously, we would
such
have
a paradox.
Yeah, he did. So now it had been taken to the Lagos State government.
All right.
Recommendations were made. But what we find out now is the fact that even though recommendations were made, some were accepted, some were not. Now, from your point of view as a legal practitioner, what does this spell for Lagos State government?
Well, I see that as very unfortunate, sincerely, all right? A committee that was properly legally constituted, all right? And has made recommendations. You have subjected yourself, by that way, the jurisdiction of that particular committee. You have subjected yourself to such a committee. What is the problem accepting the recommendations and implementing such? All right. So many recommendations that were made. Now, let's look at it from this other perspective, because I have seen so many scholarly works, so many commentaries from the legal profession, so to speak, all right, regarding the white paper issue, because some are saying that immediately after the recommendation, ordinarily, that the state government, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, shouldn't have constituted yet another committee, because white paper, in the legal perspective, stricto sensus, that in the strict sense of it, does not have any legal or lawful coloration. It is only a practice by government and its department, right, to maybe some important decisions, you can have it there, all right? That maybe in section 15 of the Tribunals of Inquiry Law of Lagos State, you can have it, you can have it there. But why should you constitute another committee which will review the recommendations that were made by a properly constituted body, all right, subject to the directive of the National Economic Council? Because the federal government knew that they cannot establish a tribunal for any state government. So it directed the state government to do what? Establish a state-based tribunal to look into the vices and the endsars, the legitoge, so to speak, about it. And recommendations were made. Not minding the way it came about. All right? Okay. So I personally, as a lawyer, I see it, and I believe that the state government and that committee should implement the recommendations of the panel.
So you're saying legally that the white paper does not have any legal backup?
It does not have. It's only should I say practice direction? It's just a normal norms and the way they carry out their practices.
Okay,
right?
So
and that's usually a function of the receiving body, maybe like the government now, not a function of the panel.
Yes, it does not have any judicial coloration at all.
Okay.
So if it happens that the Lagos State government refuses to implement the recommendations in the white paper, there will be no legal suit against them whatsoever?
Put that again.
If it so happens that the Lagos State government refuses to implement some of these recommendations, or all of them, can the committee actually charge them?
Which committee are we talking about here? The white
paper? The panel.
The panel. No, what the panel does is that, because it must be regulated by the law that establish it, all right? The panel, the duty of the panel, if you look at section 1 of the Tribunals of Inquiry Laws of Lagos State, the duty is the governor will constitute the panel and give them
the power to go ahead.
The power to do. When you are done with your function, all you need to do, make the report to all right,
Okay.
the necessary authority, which in this case, even the state government, Babajide, Sanwo-Olu, will have to send the reports of that to the High Court, who will make it the judgment.
Okay.
Who will make it the judgment, and that will be very binding. All right,
Okay.
for them to pick, we have accepted 11 of the recommendations, over 32 recommendations that were made. We have accepted 11, and one we don't, and about 6 of them we agreed with modifications. All right.
Yeah.
So look at where we are.
Okay, well, what's your opinion on the peace movement that the Lagos State government is proposing? You know, they want to go on a peace movement. Do you feel it's a cover-up for the endsars report?
Well, in as much as I cannot underplay the importance of peace.
Okay.
All right. In every sane society, all right, we advocate peace. All right. But we have to look at the time.
Okay.
The timing, yeah.
The timing.
Yeah.
All right. About a couple of days ago, the UK government and the rest of Committee of Nations have restricted movement of
Trade,
Nigerians, South Africans, and other Egyptian and other
Countries.
African countries. What are we saying? We have the Omicron virus now in town. And tens of thousands of people will definitely cluster in one place for the sake of peace.
Peace walk.
Peace walk. So may such a day never come that we sacrifice peace on the platter of sentiment and no, for me I don't see the timing is right. Little wonder those people that spearheaded the movement, following Falana, popularly known as Fauzi, Debo, Adebayo,
Mr. Macroni.
Mr. Macroni,
Yeah.
they rejected.
Yeah.
They have their own reasons for rejecting it.
Okay.
And for me, the timing is rather unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I'm not comfortable
So aside
with that.
from the timing now, would you still feel it could be recommended? Let's say there was no new variants in town. Would you say it's a good move by the
The
government?
peace movement,
Yeah.
for me, peace is justice.
Okay.
All right? We have to juxtapose both of them.
Okay.
Peace is justice. Give me peace and give me justice. How about the souls? Whether you admit it or not. How about the souls that were lost, injured, hospitals? Those ones that we cannot account for. All right? We understand that the state government cannot define, control, and regulate the activities of security personnel because definitely in the exclusive legislative list, about 68 items, you realize that that is meant for the federal government. That is meant for the... But how about issues of human rights?
That's right.
How about issues of human rights? And human rights in every international treaty state, we try to see it is sacrosanct. It is inalienable. It is inherent in you, in every being.
That's right.
So the state government can comfortably investigate that. Because neither the human right is there in the exclusive list nor in the concurrent list, so that we can say, oh, the federal government can only legislate on human rights issues. No. And when a matter is not there in the exclusive legislative list and that of the concurrent, obviously it becomes residual. And the state government can comfortably legislate on that, on the powers of the case of AG Abia State and AG Federation. So what am I saying? For me, justice must take precedence.
Okay.
And we then go on reconciliation.